career news 1 month after she talked bad about President Trump. She's done. Liberal actress Meryl Streep gave a speech at the Golden Globe Awards this January where she talked bad about President Donald Trump while receiving ovations from the room full of liberal Hollywood celebrities. After this, she got some bad news and got instant karma. According to Radar Online, there should be a movie about Hillary Clinton's life in near future, and Meryl Streep and Glenn Close were the main candidates for the role of Hillary. Due to the fact that Streep had more Academy Awards, she thought that she would be chosen for the movie. But sadly for her, the producers said that her Golden Globe speech was too political, so they chose Close for the role. One Hollywood source said, Glenn and Meryl Streep's names were both mentioned a lot, but after Meryl got so political at the Golden Globes, producers thought it might be better to go with Close. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Tables turned. The newest Congress investigation about John Podesta and Russia will obliterate the Democrats. Ever since Trump won the presidential election, the Democrats tried to connect his victory with Russia, but there was nothing they can found. But now, it seemed like they are the ones who should have been investigated. Evidence has emerged of connections between Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman John Podesta and Russia. And now Republican Congressman Lousy Gohmert is requesting an investigation about this. The Gay reported, 2 months after Podesta joined the board, Vladimir Putin's Rosnano announced that it would invest up to 1 billion rubles into Juul Unlimited, which amounts to $35 million. That represents 1/5 of the entire amount of investment dollars Juul collected from 2007 to 2013. What is even better, JUR board members also had Russian officials in it. Podesta did not make it to hide his position on this board of directors before he became the senior advisor to former President Barack Obama back in 2014. The Democrats are always barking that Trump is connected to Russia, but somehow the facts always speak in Trump's favor and expose them as the real criminals. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Breaking: former SNL superstar demolished fellow liberals for their blunt lies. We all can agree that the relatively old NBC talk show Saturday Night Live has turned from a regular comedy liberal talk show to a pitiful platform for the rich liberal celebrities to express publicly their washed-up political views. In translation, to brag about Trump and everything related to the president. Bloated former leading man Alec Baldwin has been earning cheap laughs doing his obnoxious, disrespectful impersonation of President Donald Trump, while the show's cast members have been smearing Trump's administration by mocking people in his circle, including his family members. Thankfully, one Saturday Night Live legend recently spoke up and set them straight. H/T, one of the biggest Saturday Night Live stars, Joe Piscopo, decided to speak up and lay the hard truth in the eyes of the liberal comedy talk show. He, however, has his own talk show at this moment. He spoke to Mediate, giving a perfect explanation to everything that is going on here. He explained every scandal around Trump and the White House. Stated Joe, "It's a ruse. It's a joke. They got nothing. The Russia thing is comical because it won't go away." He continued, I ask this with respect to the Russian theorists. You talk about conspiracy theories, I mean, this is what this is. Did the Russians come to my county in Jersey in the middle of nowhere, and did they hack into my mechanical voting booth so when I switched, I voted for somebody, they switched my vote? He concluded, I mean, there's no way they could hack it. If they hacked into the Democratic Party, if indeed they did, who cares? They think, like, the voters are dumb. We're not dumb. We know what's going on. They're not going to sway. Oh, geez, John Podesta said that? I better not vote for Hillary. That didn't happen. He is 100% right. Do you agree with Piscopo on this one? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you. It's happening. Donald Trump signed a new bill that will put order for the welfare recipients. When Barack Obama was president, millions of Americans used welfare as a main source of finances. Now that Donald Trump took charge, this trend will vanish and big changes are going to happen. The House of Representatives and Senate passed a bill will give a right to the officials to make a drug test of all welfare recipients. Trump played really smart because our tax money went to people who use drugs and could not take care of themselves without our money. This means if someone fails a drug test, he or she won't be able to participate for welfare and will have to get a job. Gwen Moore, a congresswoman from the Democratic Party from Wisconsin, opposed this bill publicly, saying that with this move they had continued their attack on the poor by forcing drug testing as a prerequisite for receiving unemployment benefits. As a former recipient of such services, I am appalled by the Republican Party's discriminatory policies and deeply sown disdain against those that are battling poverty. I do not get it. How can one congresswoman say that drug abuse is somehow related to the hard-working people? What do you think of this? Share your Game changer. Top Democrat exposes terrible plan to obstruct Gorsuch's confirmation. Details. Nobody can find one logical reason to oppose the confirmation of Neil Gorsuch. But the Democrats will find something to find, just to hide their frustration from the election defeat. We received an exclusive info about how the Democrats are planning to stop Gorsuch's confirmation. The Washington Examiner reported, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer introduced his envisioned plans to vote no on Judge Neil Gorsuch's nomination to the Supreme Court and assured that Republicans would have to defeat a Democratic filibuster in order to announce him. The New York Democrat said this Thursday, I have decided in this after a thorough deliberation. I have come to the conclusion that I simply cannot accept Neil Gorsuch's nomination to the Supreme Court. He also said that Gorsuch will have to surpass a cloture vote and earn his confirmation. This is nothing more than political theater. Democrats really should be ashamed. Keep in mind how Democrats referred to Republicans as obstructionists for 8 years when Barack Obama was U.S. president. They had blocked much more in a couple of months than Republicans did in many years. Donald Trump had a more difficult period obtaining his cabinet confirmed than any president since George Washington. These days, he can't even get a judge through without a filibuster. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Wow. Hannity in panic. If what Devin Nunes says is right, Obama will be behind bars very soon. Some Republican investigators said that they expect a big info that Obama tapped the Trump and his transition team. According to Fox News, the evidence will be shown to the House Intelligence Committee this week. The evidence has been seen by Chairman Devin Nunes. We all know that Obama spied Trump during the campaign, we just need the right evidence to prove this. Hopefully we see them this week. Nunes said. What I've read bothers me. And I think it should bother the president himself and his team because I think some of it seems to be inappropriate. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Massive news. Official data confirms John McCain included in leaks scandal. He's done. Ever since Donald Trump was elected as president, Arizona Senator John McCain tried to discredit him. But sadly for him, his anti-Trump rhetoric may have cost him a little more than he expected. Lately, a lot of leaks with classified information from the White House were released to the public. According to True Pundit, nowadays it was discovered that McCain was somehow granted access to the content of Donald Trump's private classified telephone calls with the world leaders. This comes after the White House officials analyzed McCain's public statements about Donald Trump and the leaks scandal, and they started to suspect that he is somehow included in this. They also believe that he knows the content of President Trump's phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. What's even worse, these officials believe that John McCain is sharing this data with his people in the mainstream media. One administration insider said, he has been given transcripts or actually listened to the calls and is sharing what he has heard. There is no doubt. He is one of the major leaks. What do you think of this? Share your opinion.